A lot of fuss is being made about the International Monetary Fund's estimate showing Bangladesh overtaking India in per capita income, measured in US dollars at current prices this year. Well, this is just a political hype. Here is why it is. If we take the yardstick of per capita income in US dollar at current prices, it is indeed in 2020 that Bangladesh's per capita income is above that of India's. And according to the IMF projections, India's per capita income will again be higher than Bangladesh by 2024, when the tables will be turned once again. But as of now, India's per capita income has dipped below that of Bangladesh. But that's not more of an economic problem, as much as it is a psychological one. The IMF can scarcely get the current year's forecast right, and its projections further ahead needs to be taken with large doses of salt. But there is a slight problem in this GDP statistic. The IMF has focused only on comparisons based on GDP measured at current market exchange rate. But these are not always an apt yardstick for global comparisons on welfare, because they do not include domestic inflation or productivity growth. The more appropriate basis of comparison, according to former Chief Economic Advisor Arvind Subramanian, is Purchasing Power Parity Exchange Rate. As PPP stands for Purchasing Power Parity. It is an economic theory that compares different countries' currencies through a basket of goods approach. According to this concept, two currencies are in equilibrium, known as the currencies being at par, when a basket of goods is priced the same in both the countries, taking into account the exchange rate. सरल भाषा में मान लीजिए गेहूं की बोरी की कीमत हिंदुस्तान में 1000 रुपये है और उसी गेहूं की बोरी की कीमत अमेरिका में $10 है। तो इस हिसाब से परचेजिंग पावर पैरिटी के हिसाब से $10 की कीमत 1000 रुपये हो गई। परचेजिंग पावर पैरिटी के हिसाब से आज हिंदुस्तान की जीडीपी दुनिया में तीसरे नंबर पर है। India has an approximate GDP according to purchasing power parity around $7 trillion. तो अगर बीजेपी आपको 3 साल बाद पागल बनाए ये कह के कि हमने $5 ट्रिलियन अचीव कर लिया है, तो वो झूठ बोलेंगे, क्योंकि $7 ट्रिलियन अकॉर्डिंग टू परचेजिंग पावर पैरिटी हमारी जीडीपी आज की हालत में है। यूजिंग दिस मैट्रिक, India is ahead of Bangladesh, and despite the coronavirus induced lockdown and its effect will probably remain so. And if we take IMF numbers for gross domestic product per capita using purchasing power parity, then Bangladesh's per capita income in 2020 is 81% of India's per capita income. It means that for every 100 rupees made by an Indian, a Bangladeshi made 81 rupees. इसका मतलब है कि अगर एक इंडियन 100 रुपये कमाता है तो उसी के कंपैरिजन में बांग्लादेश का एक नागरिक 80 रुपये कमा रहा है। It is the purchasing power parity measure that is the best way to compare standards of living across different countries. So the bigger question is Bangladesh closing the gap with India? Well, it is true that in recent years, especially since 2017, Bangladesh's GDP growth rate has been higher than India's. Indeed, if we take per capita income in US dollar terms at current prices, then Bangladesh's compound annual growth rate between 2009 and 2019 is 10% compared to India's just 6.46% according to IMF numbers. But if we go back to year 2000, we find that Bangladesh's per capita income at current prices in US dollars was 91% of India's per capita income, while it was 86% in 2019. So over the longer period, it is India that has outperformed. मतलब अगर 2000 में हिंदुस्तान का एक नागरिक 100 रुपये कमा रहा था तो उसके बदले बांग्लादेश का नागरिक 91 रुपीज़ कमा रहा था, 91 रुपये कमा रहा था। तो वहीं 2019 में अगर हिंदुस्तान का एक नागरिक 100 रुपये कमा रहा था तो उसके बदले जो बांग्लादेशी नागरिक था वो सिर्फ 86 रुपीज़ कमा रहा था, 86। And we have heard a lot about Bangladesh becoming an export powerhouse, which is true. But here is what the World Bank data says. In 2019, export of goods and services amounted to 15% of Bangladesh's GDP and 18% for GDP of India. Both countries have seen their export to GDP ratio decline. In 2012, it was 24% for India and 20% for Bangladesh. हिंदुस्तान और बांग्लादेश दोनों का ही जो एक्सपोर्ट का शेयर था जीडीपी में वो लगातार घटा है 2012 से. And Bangladesh, being rated as a least developed country, is granted preferential treatment by European Union and United States. And majority of Bangladesh's export item is ready-made garments. तो जब बांग्लादेश का जो रेडीमेड गारमेंट बांग्लादेश से यूरोपियन यूनियन या अमेरिका की तरफ जाता है तो वहाँ पर उनके ऊपर बहुत कम कस्टम ड्यूटी या शायद 0% कस्टम ड्यूटी इम्पोज की जाती है. वहीं इंडिया के सामान पर 15%, 18% की कस्टम ड्यूटी लगती है, जिसकी वजह से हिंदुस्तान का जो सामान है, हिंदुस्तान का जो रेडीमेड कपड़ा है वो महंगा पड़ता है और बांग्लादेश का बना हुआ कपड़ा सस्ता पड़ जाता है. ये इसीलिए किया गया था सो दैट द यूरोपियन यूनियन और अमेरिका कुड सपोर्ट weak countries like Bangladesh, Vietnam. And let me hasten to add that Bangladesh has done a great job in using its full export potential, though it unleashed a heavy environmental cost on Bangladeshi society. So clearly, Bangladesh's economic overtake of India is not as much of a problem as it is being hyped. But certainly, there are social indicators that Bangladesh has performed exceptionally well along with Sri Lanka and Bhutan. It is actually in the social indicators that Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Bhutan do better than India. Life expectancy in Bangladesh is 72 years compared to India's life expectancy of 69 years. Bangladesh's under 5 child mortality rate and neonatal mortality rate are lower than India's, although India does better on maternity mortality. Literacy rate of Bangladesh is higher than that of India. The proportion of undernourished population in Bangladesh is marginally better than India's. Its female labor force participation rate is much better than India's. For India, it makes much more sense to learn from Bangladesh's improvement in social indicators than it does to look at their economic indicators. Of course, if you're really desperate to show how some of its peers have done better than India in economic and social factors, then perhaps you should consider Vietnam, which has left India way behind in economic indicators and fetched most of the investment running out of China right now after COVID-19 outbreak. In year 2000, India's per capita income in current US dollars was 90% of Vietnam. In 2019, it was 61%. अगर वियतनाम का एक आदमी 100 रुपये कमा रहा था तो हिंदुस्तान का नागरिक 91 रुपीज़ कमा रहा था उसके बदले. और 2019 में जब वियतनाम का आदमी 100 रुपये कमा रहा है तो इंडिया का आदमी सिर्फ 61 रुपीज़ कमा रहा है. तो वियतनाम हैज़ परफॉर्म्ड एक्सेप्शनली वेल on economic grounds. But the worst case scenario is that we have come down to compare India's statistics with countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Bhutan and Vietnam instead of USA, China or Europe. And that's the real problem.